Hey everybody, so I got a new tool. I ordered this in 2019. Took 2 years to get here, Indiegogo, and all the pandemic and stuff, so it slowed it down, and it should have came before the pandemic, but it didn't. It comes in this box. It's called Toler Tools Union, or Toler Union Multi-Tool. And my order came with a leather case, and this leather case is okay. It could have been finished better, but overall you can put this on your bag or whatever and have it on the outside. Here's the tool itself. So you might think it looks huge, and comparing it to a Leatherman Wave, it is thicker, fatter, and longer. So it's a folding tool. So you push this button here, and this tiny little button that could have been sticking out a couple millimeters more, then it would have been easier to get to. Using your finger meat to get there, it's kind of hard to, it's uncomfortable to grab it with the meat of your finger, index finger. It's just better just to use your fingernail, or what I like to do is I'll use the meat of my index finger, and this looks like a hand stop or like a thumb rest or whatever. So I'll put my thumb here, use the meat of my finger to shove it in there, put my fingernails inside of it, and then flip it forward. So that's pretty cool. Comes with a Omni Lock, and this is a wrench that locks automatically on things with edges on it. So that's really good locking mechanism, and you can ratchet it. It even locks on a finger pretty well, and I could break my finger if I have it on there pretty well. So yeah, that's on there pretty good. It uses like a magazine style spring, so that's pretty neat. He added this little spot here. Originally he intended people to grab this and then lock it, but he added this little feature, so that's pretty cool. And this is on Indiegogo. The price is where is the price? $125, $146 with the leather case. So $125 you only get the tool, which I don't think you need to get the case, but it's pretty nice to have anyways. How you separate the two is with the pliers. So make sure you don't put any torque on the pivot here, because if you put some torque on there, you're not going to pop the pliers up. So let it loosely hang, and then you can pop the pliers up all the way up like so, and then they open, which with this little hook here. So this, when the pliers comes down, it pushes right here, locks the pliers in place. So they separate for a cool reason. You can grab a bolt on one end and then the nut on the other end, and then rotate like so. So that's pretty neat. The Omni Lock has kind of a teeth on the inside, so it makes a cool, satisfying clicking noise. The Omni Lock side has a extension here for some bits that you get right here. The extension fits in a spot right here. One, you can use it like this. You can use it with the tool attached like this. You can use it like this, again with the tool attached, or without it attached like so. One little first gripe, or one of the gripes, it has a ball detent, but the ball detent isn't being used, so there's no detent on the inside of the tool. As you can see, it has a magnet. So the magnet will eventually fall out, I think. I'm pretty sure it will fall out if I bang it around, because it's only glued in place. So that's not really an issue, because I can take a Dremel and put my own detents in there. That's one spot. There's another spot to lock the tool in place right here. There's a magnet in there too, and you can use it like so. And one more spot right here. So this has a detent, but the detent for mine is useless, because the lip of the tool, of the extension, hits the I guess the outer plate, so it renders it useless, so it will fall out. See, you can cram it in there pretty hard at some point there, and then it won't fall out. But that detent's useless. That's what that's there for, but it's not working. So I could file this out to make it work here, or I can cut away here for it to lock into that detent. Now to access the tools, you got 2 Phillips, a flat, and an Allen. And then you push right here on the needle nose pliers, and these aren't anything to write home about. They're okay, you know, you can use them and do what you need to do with them. The wire cutters. They're not the best wire cutters. Maybe in the future he'll release you know, replacement, like a plier heads that have replacement wire cutters, like the Leatherman Wave Plus. Where is it? It has nice little blades that you can replace on that. This can actually, you can snip little pieces of paper because they're made so nicely, they're so precisely, and then when the wire cutters pass each other, they scissor. So this when I got it, it can cut paper, then I cut something, and then that went away. But anyways, I think if I replace those, I can do that as well. I do that again. So I don't think I can snip paper of these. Let's try. This is, you know, yeah, so now it just folds in there. It doesn't matter because you're just going to put a wire in there and cut it anyways. So I think that will work for its intended purpose, but it feels, lack of a better word, feels Chinese, feels cheap. So, but what else? These bits are in there with a detent, which is the only part that has a detent. Surprised there's not a magnet in here. So inside there is you can see it right there, small detent right at the top. So when you're putting these bits in, make sure the detent is facing upward, and they will sit into the spot. If you're putting the bits in there, I recommend pushing them all the way up, and then if they have to kind of travel to get to the detent, and then after the detent it won't fall out. So if you put these bits in upside down or any other direction, they will fall out. So make sure you put the bits upward or right side up, and go ahead and push them in deep. So yeah. All right, so let's fold the pliers in, locks in place like so. Comes with actually, you know what? Let's get this out of the way. This knife has a detent as well, but you can see it sits way past the detent. Or no, it sits on the detent, but the detent is way past where it should be, or where it safely should be. So the knife is actually resting on the detent and resting on the metal blade cover, if that's what you want to call this. So you can hear it riding right here. And you can see it sitting on the, wow, this camera's great. But yeah, you can see it sitting on its edge. So pull the blade out, there's a detent, and it locks right there. And you can see a flat spot in the blade right there, that big old flat spot. Yeah, so that's no longer sharp. The whole blade isn't really sharp. I can run my finger on it and it won't cut. So it will cut if I, press hard enough. Of course, it's pointy, but not like super pointy. When you get this, I don't recommend sharpening this blade until you add a piece of plastic inside of here, like a piece of Kydex that you can put flat, like a flat piece of Kydex, put it in there, heat up the two ends, and you bend them over here and here, and then it will it will hold it, stay in place there, and then you can close the blade on it, and when it hits the kydex, it will stop where it needs to stop, like so. I recommend doing that, but for now, or as of out of the box, the blade sits there, and if you have a razor sharp edge and you're going in your pocket and you touch it, it's gonna cut your little pinky. It could cut your finger pretty easily right there. And I also recommend bending this tab downward, because if you put this in your pocket and let's say you miss your pocket and you go in like so, this is your pocket, this is your pocket. So you're putting it in your pocket and you miss and you hit that, you might cut your pocket and ruin your pants. So I recommend getting a piece of kydex, sliding in there, heating up the tips, bending them downward so they, like a staple, grab onto the outside of this, and then problem solved. And then second, I would take your pliers, or a set of pliers. I would grab this and bend it forward so it presses against this one, and that might make it safe for your pants. But yeah, another key thing is this thing is held together by a million billion screws. Screw here, 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 here. All right, I already counted that one. There, screw here, 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 here. That screws for the Omni Lock. Screw here, here. These are screws, or bolt, or whatever. And there. So yeah, there's the things, and none of these screws are thread locked. So if I take one out, or blue Loctite, so none of them have Loctite on them. So yeah, you need to put some Loctite on these, because during usage these might wiggle out and fall and go missing, and then you have to get a new screw. So you just go down McMaster or whatever website and order some screws. But yeah, a pocket clip. This pocket clip is held in by a screw, another screw inside of there, like there. And I think you get to that one by unscrewing these, taking this off, and then you can stick a flat Phillips head and unscrew that. Not that you need to. Pocket clips is pretty nice. There's another pocket clip right here, and you can just get to that screw right there. But the clip's pretty nice. It stays in place. It doesn't move out of its spot, so it's locked in place. And to put the tool back together, you want to open your pliers like so. Put one side in, the other side there, and then you can close your pliers and it locks in place. So yeah, and again, these magnets, there's a magnet here to hold them together, but the magnets on the inside are here. I think if I keep doing this, it'll break it loose, and then that glue won't hold the magnet anymore, and it might fall out. It might stick to this side, and then it'll slide off. But yeah, overall the tool feels pretty cool. It looks cool, and then it feels cool to open it like so, and then like a flip phone or something. This is pretty useful. I can see this being useful, the Omni Lock being useful. The ruler can be useful, but it's not, again, nothing to write home about. It's not the greatest ruler. Not like a 8-inch Leatherman ruler with numbers, so you know how how many inches there is. I'm not doing a comparison video yet, but I will do a comparison video, probably third video down. Because I need to use this. I've only had it for a couple days and I haven't used it extensively yet. I didn't go through the saws. Thought I did. So real quick, the saw blades. Comes with a wood saw, locks in like so, And the saw is a saw. I mean, it's saw, dude. So it's not super sharp. It's sharp enough, but you can see, wow, I can really show you. They're not crazy sharp. They're sharp enough to get through some wood, but comparing it to a Leatherman saw, right here, these are, as you can see, a whole heck of a lot sharper than the, wow, you can really, I didn't think you'd be able to see that. But yeah, the Leatherman's edges are really wicked sharp compared to the Union. They're not as sharp. So I imagine this would get through wood a lot faster than this would. And again, this is real thin and dinky. You might be able to break that. But it is 2 to 3 teeth longer. So, put that away. And then it comes with, to get this tool out, you open the next one. It lifts the locking mechanism up, and then you can push the next one in. This is a a metal saw. It's okay. It's kind of fat for a metal saw. And, I mean, it'll do the job. And it also comes with an awl with a tiny dinky file on there. Not the sharpest file, but it might work for some, you know, it's okay. The leather, like, again, this isn't a comparison video yet, but the Leatherman has a file on the back that's pretty good, but it has like a diamond file on the other side, which I've used a lot, and I've had, you know, 3-4 of these now. So, but yeah, file's okay. You can use it to, I don't know, take the burr off of something. And the awl is okay. You can use it for whatever you use an awl for. I don't even know if that's what it's called. But unfortunately, you can't get anything longer to put in here, like a longer file, because the locking mechanism is actually in the way. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my review. Let me put it back together and close the video out. So there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of steps to do that, but yeah, I got it done. All right, guys. So that's my first impressions of the Toler multi-tool, Toler Union multi-tool. You can find it if you Google Toler. That's actually right here. This is the Indiegogo page. This is how you spell it, with 1 O. And yeah. All right, guys. I really hope you like the review. Take care. There's not that many reviews for this. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.